trust his confidence and putting them out there in the right times. But today is a very, very important game for Iona to avoid having to play that extra game in the MAC Conference tournament.
As we mentioned, already kind of a playoff feel to the idea of what's at stake. Tobin Anderson, during practice yesterday, really imploring his team that their trip to AC starts today as Niall Ralph Byer strokes down a three, and that's quite the start for the Pioneers. Day Reeves, and there's an answer.
Well, absolutely. When both teams come out and hit their opening threes, it either means they had a great warm-up or they had a great speech from their coach to start the game. So look for an exciting beginning to this contest like we see.
Fans continue to file into the Heinz Center, as you could feel the intensity and murmur from the crowd to start after a wonderful senior day ceremony prior. Tanner Thomas Crafty, the Stamford, Connecticut native. Jalen Barr ahead of the field on senior day, getting the start.
Well, I got to tell you, what a start for both teams already. A lot of energy out here.
Jungers saved it, but to Sacred Heart as Thomas tees it up. He's got an early five.
Well, there's a reason he's a player to watch. And already we're watching because he's doing his job.
So Jai is able to answer, and it's a one-point game.
No misses already in this contest, and the pressure is there. So let's see who's going to continue to be hot from the field.
Thomas nearly had his third make in as many tries. Sacred Heart can really score it. Can Iona keep up? Day lines it up. Couple of bounces off of the iron, and it is down for Connor. A look at three, that's off the rim. Stewart, the offensive rebound, knocked away, taken by Iona. Jai leaves it for Jungers. Battle for the rebounds. Reeves and Barr were there for Iona. They kind of knocked it away from keeping it with the Gales. Oh, that's a deep look and rattled home. Ralph Byer within the gym range on that trifecta.
I tell you what, confidence
Please tell
personified.
Me.
Confidence
Your kind of guy.
Oh, my guy, no doubt. He pulled that up from almost the A in the center court for here from Iona.
Jalen Barr commits the foul in the backcourt. I know, Kevin, you're the kind of guy that had off the bus range, which is a little bit further out than in the gym range.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. And especially the back of the bus, the furthest
You didn't even wait to get off?
No, the furthest away from the court, you got to let it go. If you have that kind of confidence, why not? But I'll tell you, in speaking to Coach Latina before the game, he would be okay if Sacred Heart shot more threes than twos today. And that's a lot. That's saying a lot from a coach.
5 out of their 6 attempts have been from outside the arc. They turn it over. Jungers on the deck. Finds Kome Imobor, who had been starting. Came in for Barr after the senior started the game on the floor. Jai the pump fake. Jungers moves it. Imobor out of the corner, plays off of 2 feet. The kick to Jungers, and that spun out. Rupert kept it alive.
Good effort by Rupert there. You know he loves to always be in the action around the ball. Got his hands on it, but the Sacred Heart player reached for it and went off. Sacred Heart. Iona ball. Senior night's a special night, David. You want to do your best. You want to put it all out there, and you want to be able to have some stories to tell your kids.
Jai with the handles. Off the top of the backboard, Rupert another hustle play. Finds Imobor. It's a two-handed flush.
I tell you, Imobor has come a long way this season, and Coach Anderson showing that confidence late in the season in him, and he's certainly produced.
2-point game. Sacred Heart with the lead. No Christian Winborn today for the Gales in street clothes. Otherwise, it's a full deck for Iona. Day Reeves, the handles to the rim. Couldn't finish with the offhands. Rupert there to scoop it up. 3-on-1, and his bounce pass was off of the foot of a defender. And that whistle to stop play.
That have something at stake. So look for both teams to continue to be hot, continue to pressure, and play very, very hard.
Iona down by 2. They had a 3-on-1 spoiled by a kick ball. A Mobor on the block, double teams. Justin Menard into the game for the Gales. He took the place of Jungers. A Mobor lets it fly. Reeves the offensive rebound. To Rupert. Oh, it rolled off the rim. Millie after another one. Good hands as it was stripped underneath by Connor.
Very unselfish play by Reeves.
Oh, Griffin Baruch. Another three-point attempt. And they are stroking it from distance to start.
Wow. I got to tell you, what a start for Sacred Heart from deep.
4 of 7 from beyond the arc. 7 of their 8 attempts have been from 3. Day keeping the mid-range game alive.
Doesn't always seem like, we give another team and another player some credit, and Reeves says enough of that. He calms things down with his ability to score.
First year that he has started during his college career, Tobin Anderson talking about he has really evolved into the role of being the man. Oh, another 3. What is going on here in New Rochelle as Anquan Hill knocks it down fresh off the bench?
All I can say is put me in, Coach. This is exciting, and I got to tell you, the fans are loving it. Let's see how the Gales respond.
I know you are loyal to Iona, but this is a type of game where I might see you in a red jersey.
Well, as long as I can shoot some threes.
Immobor from deep. No, there is Reeves once again, skying for an offensive rebound, but could not get his hands on it. Thomas lets it fly. No. Sacred Heart staying true to the shooter mentality. Jai driving in. Looked for the contact as he went off hands. Kick ahead, Connor against Menard. Could not spin it in. Up and down we go in front of former Iona head coach Tim Kloos. As Day Reeves got knocked down, that's the pace that he was used to seeing in the Heinz Center.
Oh, no doubt. Let me tell you, Coach Kloos' teams will go up and down like this and shoot threes as much as they can. As you can see, Day got fouled going up. Not sure if it was a 3. I think they don't have to take a look. They know what they want to call. But Day continues to respond when Iona needs a bucket. And speaking of the pace, I tell you, I'm tired just watching this thing already. This is such an exciting way to play college basketball now. You would say to yourself, as Reeves missed the first shot, you would say to yourself, at some point, players are going to get tired, running up and down, but as long as they continue to play defense as best they can and guard that perimeter, coaches will let them go. So right now, Sacred Heart is getting the best of Iona from 3. And again, let's see how Iona responds.
Empty trip for Day. Yafet Mundi into the game, try to keep it alive. Taj Bryant, the Queens native, into the game for the first time. Played at the Patrick School in Jersey. Hill drives it. Double teams. Both teams going to their bench here. Hesitation. Bryant to the cup. 19-11 is the lead for Sacred Heart. One of the top 3 most talented teams in the MAC, says Tobin Anderson. Reeves, a 3, short. Sacred Heart has made 5 threes. Iona 1 of 8 from beyond the arc. Into Mundi. Draws a double. Mundi in the post, up and in. Yefet Mundi has really come on in the second half of the season.
Nice inside move by Mundi. If you've watched him play before, you know he's very dangerous, close to the basket. Always has his hands on the basketball.
8 minutes in. Pace has slowed down a little bit as Sacred Heart leads by 6. Baruch, catch and shoot, never minds. Another triple for Griffin Baruch, the junior from Glen Mills, Pennsylvania.
You'll keep these players away from the ice bucket. Their hands are hot, and they're making everything from 3 right now.
6 of 10 from beyond the arc, 10 of their 13 attempts from deep. Mundi, pump fake. Mundi drives it. Mundi up with the left. And Brian Zink says he shuffled his feet. Iona turnover, back to Sacred Heart. To immediate timeout with under 12 to go. Announcement that he will continue to be part of Gales Nation.
Well, that's fantastic news for Iona. Day has been everything and more that they expected him to be. And another year in the Gale uniform will certainly help their cause to make tournaments.
22-13, Sacred Heart with the lead. They have not trailed. And another 3, this time by Bryant.
Well, Taj Bryant, you mentioned he went to the Patrick School, but he's a champion at Eagle Academy of Brooklyn, by the way, which, no secret, my son coaches that. So Taj is a very, very good player.
Anquan Hill missed the last 3, back in the lineup for Sacred Heart.
But at this point, both teams are playing very, very hard and doing everything they can to defend. This crowd is looking for Iona to give them some reason to explode out of their seats.
Approaching the midway point of the first half. Kernan Bundy is into the game for Iona. Change of direction for Jai. Lost the handle. Right down the lane for the finish is Bryce Johnson. Sacred Heart using its depth to just pound away at the Gales. A Mobor to the rim. Gets the layup to go. That ends a 10-0 run in the last 2 minutes. Sacred Heart really expanding that lead in an instant. That 3 was good but long, and Baruch glides in for the rebound.
Yeah, Sacred Heart just seems to be a little bit quicker to the basketball, certainly with loose balls as well.
2 to shoot, out of bounds. Johnson lost it. Sacred Heart at 10-9, currently 7th. A couple of different scenarios for them to finish middle of the pack or below. Iona preseason number 3 in a 3-way tie for 4th. A win in their 4th, a loss in their 7th, and they play on Tuesday.
Well, again, they're trying to avoid that, but Sacred Heart's making it very difficult early in this contest for them to do that.
Jalen Barr got the start on senior day. Plays with the freshman Jai. Barr drives it. Underneath the Mobor. Got hit on the way up.
Yeah, that was a very nice look on the inside. And the Mobor, who can really get off the floor, got up, attempted a mini dunk, and got fouled. So going to the free throw line after his attempt to the basket.
There are 4 players who are observing Ramadan and participating, and as part of that practice is a day fast. No eating or drinking from sunrise to sundown, and all 4 players on the floor right now, and Mundi, Amobor at the free throw line, Jai and Reeves. And so a credit to those individuals for keeping their religious practice front of mind, but also certainly the challenge of playing under those circumstances. They have each other to do it, and certainly commendable that they are. As Amobor at the line on one end and then Hill on the other. Welcome back to the lineup. Stuffs it down with one hand.
Yeah, I was about to mention that Coach Latina said to me he's happy to have Hill back in the lineup. And in regards to who they play in the conference tournament, as Amobor knocks down a shot, it doesn't really matter to him. He thinks when they get healthy, they're as good as anyone in the MAC, and they're certainly showing that characteristic today.
It'll stay with Sacred Heart. They had a season-long 5-game winning streak that bridged January and February, hitting their groove and rising up the standings. Just 3-2 in their last 5 on the final day of the regular season, before 10 teams make their way to Atlantic City. Mundi underneath, floats it to Jai. Rupert looking to set the screen. Connor defending the freshman. Gathers, fires. And Iona could not get to that loose ball.
Although it's still an 11-point lead, those who've watched Iona play know that at some point in the game, they'll start to turn you over and be able to chip away at that lead. So as long as they can keep it in range, they're always a threat to come back.
Approaching 8 to go. And there's another turnover. Come on, Hall of Famer, that's close to you.
Well, diving on the floor was not my specialty.
Just roll. All right, so you weren't the perfect player. It's okay.
Pretty serious moves already on the floor by some players. But I got to tell you, during that timeout in the corner, the Chick-fil-A cow had some moves going on down there.
Oh, didn't you know that bovines are known for their rhythm?
No. I know now.
Rupert grabs the rebound. Yeah, they're mad cows. Not the disease, but.
All right, there you go. Very good.
Jai looking for a release. He finds Barr.
Iona, let's see if they can put something together here.
Shot clock down to 8 in the hands of Amobor. Shot clock now at 5. And a turnover.
Yeah, that was a little messy. You know what happened? The ball got below the foul line and never made its way back out until it was too late in the shot clock.
Underneath, good look. Connor was open. He's typically the one facilitating, but that time got the feed from Johnson for the easy 2. Lead is back up to 13.
Yeah, very impressive start by this Sacred Heart team.
Barr driving in, the athleticism, and it falls through. That dunk in the first half of the year really made you wonder what his offensive potential could be. Never really got to a point where he was a consistent performer on that end of the floor. Millie grabs the rebound. Day wants to get downhill in transition. Tried to go back to Millie. Too much passing. Johnson 1-on-2 and drew the foul.
That was a fantastic move by the big fella. Did a long strided Euro step to the basket with a ton of confidence. He earned these 2 free throws. Getting out on a break, getting fouled hard, and still able to get the ball up to the basket. And speaking about Barr, when you have leg injuries and knee injuries that you play on, It's very, very difficult to gain that ability to be totally effective the way you are when you're athletic like him. So he rebounds, he plays as good a defense as you can, but you notice in a bunch of games he had limited minutes because he was coming in and out with their concern for his injuries. What a good shooting team he is, Sacred Heart has been this first half.
They remain perfect at the line. They've hit 7 3-pointers. They hit 10 in the first matchup as Day got to the rim. Yafet helps him out with the left-handed putback.
Well, Mundi's always going to be around the basketball.
Johnson terminates the dribble on the kick-out. Connor, freshman battle at the point guard spot. Johnson was looking for a cutter. Jai was in the passing lane. Reeves off the rim. Good extra pass to Day, who circled the ball to find the seams. Now Stewart open, a deep look. Last touch by Mundi. Anquan Hill back into the lineup. Kevin?
I would love to see a Sacred Heart practice if they're allowed to shoot from this deep on the floor. Goodness.
You say that with a little envy.
Say that again?
You say that with a little envy.
Hey, old guy can wish, right? But you have to be impressed with how well they shoot the ball from deep.
Hill back into the game, misses on the leaner. Good rebound by Amobor. Amobor with some momentum. Mundi got it off the glass and got hit. Yafet got hit and then gave Amobor a tip how to play offense.
You know, as one of the leading rebounders in the MAC, it's the little things that he does to always be around the basketball, but to tip the ball to himself, be able to gather himself, and get to the basket.
Mundi went through a bit of a lull in the middle of the season. As we take a look at Tobin Anderson wrapping up the second regular season here at Iona after a single season at FDU. Mundi missing 2 of the previous 5 with 2 different illnesses as Reeves gets the offensive rebound, nearly intercepted. It gets to Jai as he gets tripped by Connor.
Well, we all know what Reeves does when it comes to scoring, but his ability to rebound the basketball, get it to other players, and as you see, Jai trying to make a play, got tripped up in the middle of the paint.
Iona 2 of 11 from beyond the arc, 2 of 6 from the free throw line. The deficit is 11 against a team that's shooting nearly 60% from the floor and have made half of their 14 attempts from the outside. Jai driving in. Reeves, the pump fake. Reeves leans in and scores it at the cup. Let's see what 440 has in store for the Gales. Sacred Heart playing lights out offensively, but we have ourselves a game if Iona can make a little bit of run to the locker room.
And look at Reeves keeping things in check for Iona. Alley-oop.
Up top, Jai sets it up for Mundi. Mundi wants this Heinz Center crowd to get on its feet. Timeout, Sacred Heart. Chick-fil-A cow was shaking his or her tail right behind her.
I was hoping you'd bring out a chicken sandwich or something, man.
Did you want a picture?
No. Oh,
I know a guy who knows a guy that knows the farmer where that cow came from.
If he wants one, he'll get it, no doubt.
Couple of Hall of Famers, right?
That's right.
Johnson has it inside. Under 4 to play. Connor at the end of the shot clock. Iona basketball.
Yeah, Coach Latina applauded that because, they got a long three, but they had 4 guys going after the basketball, so nothing wrong with that.
6 straight for the Gales over the last 2+. Felt like Sacred Heart was running away with it prior to this run by the Gales. Amobor tries to turn the corner.
Sacred Heart's in a little matchup zone now.
Amobor on the back down. Amobor on the block. Looking to rise against Johnson, who rejects his shot. And then a foul. It's against Comey.
Hey, Johnson's been impressive, certainly on the offensive end, getting to the basket, making difficult shots and free throws. And defensively, I think Amobor forgot that, he's 6'7" at least, and had his hands up. So difficult shot for Amobor, but good defense by Johnson.
Johnson, the graduate student from Stockton, California, suburb of Sacramento, played previously at Northeastern. So he stays on the other side of the country to finish up his college ball. Approaching 3 minutes to go. The run is still 6-0 for the Gales. Hill rolled to the basket. Good hands by Jai. Menard finding Mundi. Settles underneath. And another transition bucket. 5-point game, now 8 in a row. Tobin Anderson, after a recent loss, talking about how he wanted his team to show us energy, not me energy. Reeves, Mundi slams it home. Yefet Mundi rising to the rack.
And there goes that defensive run that we spoke about. Totally unselfish play by Reeves, who loves to score. But he gave it up to his big fella, rewarded him with a dunk.
10 in a row as Menard gets called for the reach-in. Speaking about the energy, Tobin Anderson saying, when somebody makes a good play for you, point at him. I like that. But we should be celebrating together as a team. And look at the way that Reeves makes the unselfish play. Mundy did a little solo celebration there, but it was a good team play.
Yeah, the point at him thing goes from way back to the old North Carolina teams, where that was something Dean Smith really liked seeing his players do, not only to acknowledge the play, but to let them know that they saw it. That's nice, but at the end of the day, you just want to be able to celebrate as a team, as you mentioned.
Mundi again, living above the rim. 12 in a row for the Gales, as they have shown some serious mettle here in the first half. They've nearly come all the way back from down 16. Mundi the rebound. Jai had it stolen away, and then Yefet on the floor made sure that Bryant would not get an easy bucket.
Good play by the freshman Bryant, who saw the pass was going to be coming out on the outlet. And on this one, Mundi ran the floor well. And he said, hey, I like dunking the basketball. Just give it to me. So he got up in the air, did a very good job. Nice pass by Jai. But right now, Sacred Heart takes it out because of a decent play, good play by Taj Bryant.
At this rate, the first half highlights for Iona will just be a reel of Mundi dunks, as the Gales have scored 12 in a row, an extended 21-6 run. Connor. Baruch went over the top.
You see, energy is a wonderful thing. The whole bench was up after that. Got the fans up off their feet. And Iona's playing at a level now that they're confident they can get back into this contest the right way.
Gales have trailed the entire way. 12-0 run. Jai driving. Reeves resets with 7. Reeves fires, back of the rim, and a big-time, big boy rebounds for Bryant. Another steal, Barr poked it free. Reeves driving, Reeves in transition, and Day going to the line. It's a foul against Farouk.
Wow, this action is something else.
Instead of him walking out with family, we saw Day on the video board announcing that he's returning. He will wait a year to walk.
Well, that's great news for all the Gale fans out there.
Had an extra year because he spent the first part of his college career in JUCO at junior college. And so the recent court ruling allows those who have exhausted eligibility to get one more year. If you spent time in JUCO, a waiver is required. And again, my understanding is that it has been submitted and accepted. And Reeves gives Iona its first lead of the game. It's 14 in a row for Iona.
Yep, it's amazing how fast things can change.
Sacred Heart scoreless in close to 6 minutes. Hill fakes the pass. Rupert out there defensively. Barr just blows up the screen. Thomas driving. Thomas to the rim and ends the drought. Sacred Heart back up by 1. Iona can hold for 1 with about 3 seconds between game and shot clock.
Real solid move by Thomas to the basket. Could not be blocked by Rupert because Thomas was way above the rim on that one. Gale's trying to get this last conversion here.
Stays with Iona. At 29-13, with threes raining down from all angles, it felt like that we're on our way to a beatdown. 14 in a row by Iona taking the lead. They conceded the bucket there to Thomas. Justin Menard checking in. Deflected out by Stewart.
I think Jai was looking for somebody to cut back door in that. Be careful, Reeves, backcourt. Ooh.
Rupert stepped back court. Iona got away with one there, but could not convert. Baruch fires. Baruch online, but short. Thought he had one there to end the first half. 37-36. Sacred Heart with the win. They lock up a bye. If they lose, they will stay at 7th or potentially drop to 8th. A lot at stake in the final 20 minutes of the last regular season game for both teams. Jai fires a 3 off the front of the rim. Iona rolls with its starting 5. Same could be said for Sacred Heart. Knocked out of bounds, out of the hands of Niall Ralph Byer. Tanner Thomas and Anquan Hill off the bench, leading the way for the Pioneers with 7 each.
Let's see if Sacred Heart goes back to shooting a bunch of threes or if they're more methodical to start the second half.
Thomas in the post, defended there by Jungers. Kick out Connor. No, at the end of the shot clock. Last touch by Iona.
So you're going to be surprised to hear what I'm about to say. Although I love threes.
I'm sitting down.
That last pass, he had a layup.
Right.
Make the layup. Unless it's me out there, then throw it out there and I'll shoot it. But really good move to the basket. He deserved to take that layup.
Driving into traffic. And Jalen Barr commits the foul.
Yeah, so really nice move to the basket. two Iona defenders there. Just couldn't get up as high as the Sacred Heart player, but in this case, he's going to shoot some free throws.
Thomas makes the free throw. As a team, they're 3 of 3 from the line. You know, it's interesting. When I talk to a certain generation of basketball player, the one thing that universally they don't understand and they're like somewhat disgusted by is the drive to the hole. And there's an open layup, and you just throw it 22 feet away from the basket.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I just said. If you get there, you deserve an opportunity to make a layup. But, you know, in today's contest, threes rain. So what are you going to do?
Jungers the block. We mentioned how his defense has improved over the course of the year.
Yeah, Iona's very happy with his progress playing defense, but they'll be happier if he can stick some threes in the second half, because when he does that, it opens up so much more for the Iona offense. Let's see exactly what happens with Jungers being able to get some open looks.
Reeves on the baseline, not his best shooting performance. As Rupert, oh no, beg your pardon, it is Barr that commits the foul underneath. Iona was off on Thursday, their second and final bye. Sacred Heart lost on the road in Riverdale. Jaspers poured in 90 against the Pioneers. Connor whips it. Ralph Byer tapped to Johnson back into the game. He gave the Pioneers a nice lift in the first half. And Tobin Anderson, with his team trailing by 5, calls the timeout. 1:56 in to the state battle to come tonight to wrap up the men's slate. Yefet Mundi back into the game after 12 points and 3 boards, along with a couple of steals. Did not miss in 6 attempts from the floor.
The only player in double figures at this moment.
Jai turns the corner, fakes the pass, delivers one to Amobor, and he connects on a 3. Kome Amobor becomes the second player in double figures on the Iona side.
Well, we know Amobor is athletic and can get to the basket. When he knocks down threes, he's very dangerous.
Jungers called for the foul.
Yeah, that time Jungers got beat off the dribble and actually had to push him out of bounds. Otherwise, he would have had an open layup.
Jai 1 of 7, Reeves 3 of 11, so the starting backcourt just 4 of 18, and yet Iona only trails by 3. Thomas triggers, no, down to Mundi. Just behind Amobor, and he couldn't corral it. Johnson cans it. Potential 5-point swing.
Yeah, Johnson stays consistent on the offensive end.
It is thrown off of Amobor, and Stewart likes his work. Amiri Stewart, first year with Sacred Heart, makes the hustle play on the baseline to earn possession.
You know what, David, we talked about this a little bit at halftime. This is going to come down to who wants it the most right now. You know, both teams are playing hard, but you're going to have to do a little bit more to get this victory here today.
Johnson turns on Mundi.
Wow.
And Jungers, the help defense, commits another foul.
Yeah, I mean, Sacred Heart has come out in the second half. Johnson, as you see, lighting it up again from 3. And they've been pretty consistent running their stuff, getting back and forth to the basket. And Johnson continues to thrive, especially at the foul line here. Johnson is a big fellow, too. He's not a little guy. Very active, very mobile, and doing what he needs to do to help Sacred Heart. I think that puts him in double figures.
He does have 10. Leading scorer for Sacred Heart. Hard hedge inside Mundi. Lets the defense fly by as he scores it underneath.
That was a great pass by Reeves to find Mundi.
Thomas, feet set. Cash.
Well, we know what Thomas can do.
Menard inside. Mundi double teams. Menard drives it. Amobor open. No, weak side. There is Reeves. Menard open three. Needed that. Justin Menard cashes in on the Reeves offensive rebounds. Things were slipping away for Iona like the first half as Thomas has a chance at 4. Tanner Thomas lighting it up from deep.
Yeah, Thomas said, hey, Johnson, you're not going to have this all fun by yourself. And he's very prestigious, and it certainly means that they've done something to help their teams win. So good luck to everyone.
You know, we've had some fun with it as Thomas could not complete the 4-point play. He hit a 3 and got fouled, leading us into the media timeout, where we would anoint it on a player, or Kevin would, through the course of the game, and we made the process a bit more formal as Mundi is now 8 of 8 from the floor. He's got 16 points to lead the Gales.
Yeah, and that'll get you some consideration, not missing any shots.
Iona forces turnover number 13, the first of the second half.
Well, that's what Iona needs to do. I mean, if they're going to stay in this game and potentially win this game, they're going to have to turn Fairfield Fairfield, I'm sorry, Jesus. Sacred Heart.
Both in the town of Fairfield, as city of Fairfield, as Mundi is now 9 of 9. Jai's got the assist, his 7th. To the corner, Hill knocks it down. Returning to the lineup for the Pioneers after missing 3. He's been terrific off the bench. Hill commits the foul on the other end. Mundi took exception, it seems, to that foul.
Well, it looked like as Hill was coming down the floor, he really went after Mundi and gave him a shove out of bounds. I'm not sure if they're going to look at anything here, but I'm certain it has something to do with the physical contact and Mundi scoring the last 6 Iona points. Hill said, no, we're going to have to slow this down, and that was one way he was attempting to do it. They're not going to look at anything, so.
Menard drives it. Menard got underneath. Reeves kick out, triple. Day Reeves hits one from the outside. 5-point game.
Menard got in the land of the trees and was able to find Reeves wide open from 3.
To the corner for Hill. Mundi. The arm bar. Second against Yafet.
Yeah, we're going to have to keep an eye on these two. It looks like they're not exchanging friendly thoughts on each other. Both sides of the floor, both of them are absolutely going after each other.
Baruch cans the 3.
Yeah, let me tell you, this game is getting chippy. Baruch had something to say just now after making that three.
Jai drives in, collapsing defense, out of bounds, last touch by the Pioneers. And that is a tough cover for Yafet Mundi, having to go all the way out to the perimeter to handle Hill. Sacred Heart predicted preseason coaches poll 13th, last in the standings. With a win, they could end up 4th. Mundi, his first miss, no, it's a foul.
Wow.
It'll keep him perfect 9 of 9 from the floor as he gets hit across the arm.
Well, that was close. Mundi got the benefit of the doubt. Can't really tell from that angle. But nevertheless, when you're aggressive and you're going to the basket, you just might get the call. And as you know, the last couple of trips up and down the floor, these two have been going at it. So look for more of that. That should make the game fun as it gets into crunch time. I think Hill just told the official, I didn't foul him.
Doesn't sound so compelling. 1 of 2 for Mundi. He's got 19. Thomas fading away. Yafet's got the board, his 5th. 7-point game. Sacred Heart keeping Iona at a distance. Menard catch and shoot. Justin Menard knocks it down from way outside. The Connecticut native pulls Iona to within 4.
And he's a streaky shooter. So when Menard starts making shots, that's bad news for the competition. Yeah, Menard made his last 2 threes. That one's from very deep. He's feeling it, so why not? If I'm Iona, go back inside. Go back to Mundi inside. Maybe you get Hill and some foul. There you go. See that? There you go.
Anthony Latina trying to say that Mundi is initiating that first contact. And so they're calling the second interaction and not the first.
Well, as we know, Mundi's very crafty when it comes to that. He gets fouls, he fouls himself, throws himself on the floor, whatever works.
3rd foul against Hill. Johnson back into the game. Jai to Mundi. Put it on the deck and lost it. 4-point game. Connor open. Short. Mundi draws the loose ball foul.
I tell you what, this officiating crew has really tightened things up here. And, it could be a real factor as teams start going to the free throw line with these silly fouls.
You think that's in response to the way that it was getting a bit more physical and chippier?
Well, I think, yes. Between Mundi and Hill, up and down the floor, 3 trips in a row, they forced the officials to have to start to call it closer.
Imobor drives, gets a defender in the air and finishes. Kome Imobor, a late season revelation, has 13. Iona again making their run after a slow start to the second half. Approaching 12 to go. A win for Iona, they're the 4 seed. Connor gets to the cup. Mundi, the rebound. Menard, pump fake. Iona a bit out of control. Imobor calls for it. Reeves, catch and shoot 3 for the lead on senior day. Reeves sticks it.
And as usual, Reeves steps up, makes big shots when they need him to.
9 in a row for the lead. 1 point game. Thomas. Johnson, the rebound, and then a reach-in foul. Was it a Mobor or Mundi?
Mobor.
Firepower for Sacred Heart. Part of the reason why Tobin Anderson believes that they are one of the most talented teams, regardless of records, in the league. Jai off the dribble, forced that one. Mundi got to the offensive rebounds. Out of the reach of Menard, and an over and back.
Yeah, that, that time Mundi had an opportunity to score, but he looked off and threw the ball out. He should continue just to play overly aggressive right now because Sacred Heart's having trouble with him.
Hill back into the game, and another three. 13 of 28 from the three-point line for Sacred Heart. They've made 3 more in this game compared to the December matchup. Reeves off the dribble, and Mobor on the catch. Jai lost it off of his foot. Tobin Anderson called over his freshman point guard and said, I believe first, I'm not taking you out, but some instructions that I couldn't quite tell what they were.
Great pass.
Pocket pass, Connor, to Johnson on the big-time throwdown. 5 in a row for Sacred Heart to reclaim the lead.
And that was a fantastic set play by Sacred Heart. A pick and roll on the wing to Johnson, who has put himself in contention for you-know-what.
Iona scored 9 in a row to take the lead. 5 straight. Amobor ends the Sacred Heart run. Kome Amobor knocks down the 3 to pull Iona to within 1. Kome's got 16. 1 of 3 in double figures for the Gales. Underneath, Stewart just bullies his way to the cup.
And got a technical for saying something to Reeves. Got to be smart here.
The game was already on tilt.
Really nice move. He bullied him and then had something to say. And it wasn't good day.
Dinner plans, perhaps?
Yeah, something like that. And if Coach Latina is a little upset with that, I don't blame him. Nice contest like that, you maybe give him a warning, tell him, hey, keep it shut. But who knows what he said, so you have to officiate. But these points may come back to bite him.
Iona 5 of 11 from the free throw line. Hill and Johnson out there together for Sacred Heart. Reeves makes 1 of 2. Up to 16. Amobor's got 16. Mundi with 19. For Amobor, it is double figures in 4 out of the last 5. Just one other game in double digits, and that was the opener against Princeton. Thomas with 15. Hill with 13 on the Pioneer side in this 2-point game past the midway point of the second half. Mundi to Reeves. Reeves goes to the rim. Mundi got it on the offensive glass, and it is cleared by Baruch after Iona had 3 cracks at it. Baruch in rhythm. Trailer 3 knocks it down.
I love that. I mean, deep three, turned and talked to the fans all the way down the floor.
Perhaps the gentlemen to your right have had a few things to say to Mr. Baruch. And Griffin had something to say back.
Well, in this case, he let his shot do his talking. But you got to turn around and play some defense as well. So the energy is exciting. The talking is happening. Both teams want to leave here with a victory.
Kernan Bundy in the game, shooting 1-1.
Yeah, that's a deep three. Nothing but cash for him. And look on the way back. You don't know who I am, he said.
I don't know. His name is on the back of his jersey.
Oh, yeah, but he had the front looking at him.
Bundy makes both. Payos with 4 in double figures. Baruch. It popped out. Down to Reeves. Kick ahead. Mundi with the defender going by. Draws the foul. And that is a smart decision by Stewart to make sure that Mundi didn't get another dunk.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And a great look by Reeves. Mundi wanted to go and dunk it. But I tell you what, if I was Tobin Anderson, I might question whether that's goaltending. But, you know, we're sitting over here looking at a replay. So, nevertheless, Mundi has to step to the free throw line and make shots after a good play.
Mundi takes the free throw. And now Tobin Anderson wants an explanation.
Yeah, I'm sure he's asking.
Regarding that cylinder interference.
Yep. I don't blame him. Because he got a shot off.
Because it is a foul in the act of shooting, right?
Correct.
So if somebody goes up to contest and they're hanging on the rim, technically he never got the shot off. Empty trip from Mundi. Free throws biting the Gales. 8 of 16 from the line. Hill stepped on the sideline. It's a one-possession game.
You know, for Sacred
Heart,
you got to know they've been missing Hill for a number of games. Now that he's back, they're a very dangerous team. They're athletic, they can shoot the ball, and they certainly aren't afraid to play. So it'll be interesting to watch them come conference tournament time.
7 players average 8 or more. They've got 4 today in double figures. And 2 more with at least 5.
Oh.
Jai reaching in, stops that transition take.
And you know who made that play? It was Johnson. Johnson got his hands on the ball, going for a steal in the lane. Hill got the ball, got fouled. I think it was Jai got the foul on him that time. What a game. Good game.
Both teams in the bonus. Sacred Heart 6 of 8. Iona 8 of 16.
1-1 for Hill.
It's a one-possession game. Hill at the line, 1-1. Iona committed their 8th team foul. Jalen Barr rebounds the miss.
Mundi and Hill engaged again.
Mundi turns the corner on the bounce to Jalen Barr. A mini chin-up on the rim, might have gotten away with the tech. Jalen Barr showing that explosiveness around the cup.
Very nice pass by Mundi.
Baruch with the shot clock winding down. Step back, pop, splash. Griffin Baruch looking for somebody to chirp at as he runs up the floor after the tough make.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we're next if he makes another shot.
I'm not making eye contact with that guy.
He's been talking to everyone.
Menard, kick out Reeves. Got it! Day Reeves finding a shooting stroke in the second half. We are tied at 70 after Iona was down by 9. Into Johnson. Just throws one up after the contact.
And we'll have a media timeout.
Media timeout. Approaching 7 to go. Don't necessarily show up in the box score, or his numbers don't reflect the fullness of what he brings to the table.
Oh, exactly. I mean, he's the type of blue-collar player that's willing to do whatever it takes for his team to win. If they need him to score, he'll score. If they need him to rebound, box out, foul out, whatever it might be, that's who Millie is.
Johnson at the line. Connects on both. Was fouled in the act of shooting. Amiri Stewart for Sacred Heart sits with 4 fouls. Otherwise, no foul trouble on either side. Both teams in the bonus. Jai in the paint, fading away, connects. Clean look for Adam Jai, and we are tied once again.
Yeah, Adam needed that shot. A confidence builder going towards the end of the contest.
Thomas open, back of the rim. Baruch the rebounds. Spins, no, battle for it. Still loose. Who's going to come down with it? It's Johnson. And a blocking foul against Barr.
Wow. That's an interesting call. You know, tough call. Everybody's battling for the ball. Let's see. Yeah, Barr stepped in. Good call by the officials. And you see who's around the ball again, Johnson. He's had a very good game. He's done a little bit of everything.
Back to the line for Bryce Johnson. Important seeding on the line. A win for Iona, they're 4. A win for Sacred Heart, they secure a first-round bye and a spot in the top 6.
Wow.
Mundi the rebound after Johnson misses a pair. Look away feed to Reeves. Baruch, good closeout. Tied at 72 as we approach 6 to go. Jai driving it, Amobor. Down to 3 to shoot. Menard fouled on the way up. Or not in the act of shooting, as Brian Zink is singling a 1-and-1. Justin Menard trying to plead his case, and the ref said, come on.
Yeah. That's a tough call, but, you know, the ref is standing right there, probably heard something. And it puts a very good free throw shooter on the line for Iona.
Justin Menard shooting 1-and-1 in a tie game. Better than 85% from the line. Menard cashes in at the free throw stripe. 25 of 29 on the season.
I think it's a matter of time before Hill has to come back into this contest.
2-point lead for the Gales. Baruch tees it up.
Whoa.
17 big ones for Griffin Baruch. Jai looks to split the D. That is off of Bryant.
I tell you, when you can shoot the ball like Baruch can, you know, there's no limit of range. That time he really pulled up from deep. It had to be 30 feet and let it fly with all the confidence in the world.
Too shy of his season and career high. Blocking foul. 10th against Sacred Heart. Jai will shoot 2.
Yeah, and Coach Latina is like really after him here, but that's Baruch's deep three. He turned to put the eyeglasses sign on, showing people that he's the one that made it from deep.
Jai makes the free throw to tie it at 75. Iona has only led for a minute and 20 seconds. Sacred Heart has been in front 90% of the game. We're tied for the sixth time. And now Iona reclaims the lead.
76-75.
It's been back and forth over the last 6 minutes. Thomas spins, beautiful move, and gets the roll as Sacred Heart reclaims the lead.
Great up and under by Thomas under the basket.
And a foul. It's against Bryant. And again, every common foul in this game from here on out, there will be free throws. Jai going right back to the line where he made 2 of 2.
Yeah, it's going to come down to free throw shooting the way this game is being called tightly.
First matchup between these two, it was a laugher. 24-point Sacred Heart win in their first game in the MAC.
And Coach Latina is telling the official, give us some of those calls on this side of the floor.
3 lead changes in the last, 30 seconds.
Wow.
Johnson makes it 4. 79-78 Pioneers. Jai gets to the cup. Adam Jai, Iona by 1. There have been 4 lead changes in the last 4 possessions.
I can almost expect Iona, after they score, to now go to full court pressure. They have not been doing it most of the game, but I think in this case with this lineup, they'll be willing to do it.
Thomas underneath, and 1. It is Connor with the patient bucket. Jai commits the foul, and it's another lead change down the stretch.
I mean, you have to give Coach Latina a lot of credit. After a timeout, a set play like that, a slasher all the way from the three-point line with the floor spread wide open. Solid play by Sacred Heart. Iona got caught sleeping.
3-point play completed. Tobin Anderson likes to call timeouts after positive plays, but that time the stoppage allowed the Pioneers to draw something up as they had the ball. Mundi driving in, got his own miss, tied at 82.
What do you say? It's almost like that ball is a magnet. He's always around the basketball.
A miss by Thomas. With 4 minutes to go, Jai speeds into the front court, tees up a 3. Oh, the freshman with confidence.
Wow. A solid player that does what he can to help this team win.
Under 4 to go. Iona by 3. Loose ball, Jai poked it free. Mundi picked it up. Jai spots Menard. Off the rim. Mundi the offensive rebounds. It's a foul on the floor, and Mundi will shoot 2 as the team is in the double bonus.
Yeah, and the Iona team is so happy with Mundi's performance under the basket. I don't know how he got that rebound standing next to 3 Sacred Heart players, but somehow he did. Looks like he got poked in the eye or something, but he's all right. He'll be all right. Little baby tap. Nothing's wrong. But he's going to have to step to the free throw line. These free throws are so important to extend the Gales' lead.
13 lead changes in this one, 6 of them coming in the final 5.5. Yefet Mundi, we mentioned during the game, one of 4 players on the Iona side observing Ramadan. Sunset in New Rochelle, 5:55, and we saw during a free throw, DeJour Reeves, one of those 4 observing, going over to the sideline and getting a cup of water as their day fast is now complete. So hopefully those guys got a little extra pep in their step. And credit to Elizabeth Riccio, our sideline reporter, stationed behind the Iona bench for picking up on that detail.
Good job, Elizabeth. Good job.
Yefet Mundi knocks down a couple of free throws. Lead is 5. It's the largest of the game for Iona.
A key point, though, right now is Hill is finally back in the game after his foul troubles. So Sacred Heart is going to rely on him to help them be able to score the basketball.
7 in a row for the Gales. 3:15 to go. They get the stop. Mundi to Menard. They slow it down. Wise play. Good decision. Iona has struggled to close out games all year. Can they do it when it matters most and secure the number 4 seed in Atlantic City? They were down 16 in the first half. Shot clock down to 5. Jai down to 3. Jai elevates. Jai in and out. Mundi somehow got the rebound. Sandwiched between 2 players. He secures his 13th board.
That's amazing. How did he get that rebound? Effort is one thing, but just the knack of being around the basketball. Jai needs to get rid of the ball here.
Jai. A Mobor. Shot clock violation.
And I like what Tobin Anderson's doing. He said it's okay. He told his freshman it's okay. The young man was trying to make a play.
Here's that rebound, Kevin.
Oh, yeah, here's that rebound? Okay. I mean, he just taps the ball to a spot, goes to get it. Pretty amazing.
I mean, he's got Thomas and Hill. They're doing like a do-si-do, and somehow he came up with it. Baruch underneath. Beautiful find, and a two-handed flush. Stewart
was close to getting a technical foul there. And I'll tell you something else. I'm a little surprised Johnson is not in the game. But he's going with a more versatile lineup here offensively, but Johnson's been the man for them.
Mundi gave a bit of a swipe to Stewart on the way by. Lucky that he didn't get whistled for a tech. Reeves too strong. Mundi the board. Another O board for Iona. They're 16th. They're not scoring, but they're taking time off the clock.
Yeah, Mulborg got away with a push there, but the officials didn't see it.
5 to shoot. Reeves fires. Off the rim, no. And Mundi draws the loose ball foul. The motor on Mundi tonight is at another level.
Oh, he is incredible. And he does such a great job for a 6'8" guy to position himself nice and low where he can box other players out and get a hand on the ball. I mean, it's just amazing to watch him play. And we've seen him do a lot of this throughout the year. But now in crunch time, to be able to do this and get himself to the free throw line is really a good performance by him.
Can Mundi make some free throws? That one looked all right. Anthony Latina wearing out the officials tonight. Brian Zink, Jim Goodas, and Riley McGraw. One of 2 for Yefet.
Very important. It makes it a 2-position game.
Iona's hit 5 of 6 free throws down the stretch. Thomas too strong. Foul. Reeves going over the top.
Oh, wow, they called a foul.
And I think some of that work by Anthony Latina just paid off.
Oh, yeah. I didn't see it, but, you know, I'm certain the officials saw it. And the shot's up.
A hold, a push.
Yeah, a little bit behind the back. Good call. Good call. Very important free throws here.
Stewart knocks it down with confidence. There's your guy Johnson back into the game, taking the spot of Hill. 68 seconds to go. One possession game.
Yeah, it looks like he's going a little offense-defense here.
Top 6 seed on the line here in New Rochelle. One of two, back tap Mundi to Menard. A minute to go in the Heinz Center. On this Saturday evening in New Rochelle, Jai with the handle. Iona has drained clock, but they haven't been able to score late in the shot clock. Jai's pass deflected and taken by Thomas. 3-point game with 40 to go. Thomas from deep. He ties it up from 27 feet. Tanner Thomas sticks the deep three, and we are deadlocked at 88. It will be Reeves inbounding the ball to Jai. Sacred Heart retreats defensively beyond half court. Tied at 88. Iona does have a timeout left. Sacred Heart, no fouls to give. Top 6 seed on the line. High screen Mundi. Jai makes his move. It's down to 7. Jai, the crossover. Jai fading away. Jai cans it with 8 seconds to go. Anthony Latina is saying, I didn't call a timeout. He wanted things to play out. The baseline.
And Iona players do not see that Hill is on the floor. They do not see he's on the floor. Well, is he on the floor? No.
Sacred Heart has made 16 threes. 3 seconds to go. Connor for the win. Wide left. And Iona survives on senior day. It's a freshman that delivers with under